Greetings and salutations. Here we are with another delightful video, and this is actually the last Pathfinder 2nd Edition card set. However, it's not the last. This is sort of this transition phase between Pathfinder 2nd Edition and Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remaster. And there's another set that has yet to release called the Rage of Elements Battle Spell card set. And that is also a transition item. It is the first Pathfinder 2nd Edition Remaster product besides the Rage of Elements book, which I also have here. But also, it weirdly also was released before Pathfinder 2nd Edition Player Core 1 and GM Core 1 were released. Now, this is Paizo's equivalent of the Taraka deck, or the Taraka deck, so here we go. Or, not the Taraka deck, it is Paizo's equivalent of the Deck of Many Things, which also works as a Taraka deck as well, so it's multi-purpose. When you open it up, the lid clasps over. This happens to be a magnetic clasp, so it holds together pretty well. It MSRPs for $40. Take that where you want to go with it. Personally, I feel that $40 for this is on the expensive side. Inside, there is just a black and white book with basic instructions on how to use the cards in the deck. The different suits, the different cards that individually themselves, and how to use them how to read them to an extent, and the effects if drawn in a game, as if it's a deck of many things. So there you go. And then we have the actual cards. The cards sit in this little pocket right here. They just right under the book. And there is this ribbon right here, which fell down when I did that. The ribbon is actually pretty good overall. Yet again, another example of not having end stitching to lock it all together. So if a single strand comes loose and it accidentally gets pulled, it starts unraveling at rapid pace. The Harrow Deck comes in this plastic stick wrap that you can just cut off and then toss, or you do what I do with all my decks and just simply cut the top open so you can slide the cards out. I forgot the name of the artist right off the top of my head, but here's the example of the artwork. It is a somewhat foil border, as well as a quasi foil back, not entirely all foil. You have stuff like the Paladin, the Keep, the Big Sky, and more. And generally, they are all very nice. It is in the standard tarot deck format size. Generally much taller, but still thin. You can easily take your fingers and hold them like this. But ample range of size to easily handle them without having them slip out. There is 54 cards in this deck, which is 2 more than a playing card deck, which is 52. So there you go. There are some odd choices in art in this deck. Find one of them, the oddest one of them all. Interestingly enough, this is called Empty Throne, yet there's a person sitting on the throne. And then there is another one Where is it? Oops. There's another one. It's called the Midwife. Oh, yes, the Midwife. Which is not a midwife, but is in fact a baby-like creature in the image. Odd choice. How do you know that is a baby creature? You go a few more cards back this way, and where do you find that? Oh. And then you have the Queen Mother, which has two of them right next to her. So, I don't know what the artist was thinking with some of the artwork, but they definitely did make some odd choices that even seemingly contradicted what the name of the card is. So, I think it's like a weird case of modern sensibilities contaminating a concept of olden times, and then just missing the point of the original concept. Like, here's the peacock, which is rather interesting, considering what a peacock is and what it symbolizes. That they chose a rainbow baby for the peacock. Interesting, as somehow it's some kind of Freudian slip that they indicate it's a rainbow baby as the peacock. But there you go. The bear is pretty cool. I have yet to show all these. I am not going to do so in a single video. I might actually make just a series of videos showing off each card at a time. But that's about it. If you enjoy these videos, please consider subscribing and liking the video and leaving a comment below, or sharing it somewhere online, or making a playlist to collect all these videos together that are relevant to whatever research or interests you have. I would put these cards, considering the price. And by the way, my scores are weighted on price as well as quality. Considering that these cards are $40, and they're just larger than standard cards, which honestly is not a typical standard format size is for playing cards. So there'd be some inflation of price, and then there's also special individualized artwork for each and every card that's unique to it. That is not just a simple color swap of symbols and colors. You would think that this would definitely be higher than a typical playing card set, however, not super expensive. The problem in this case is that this is MSRP'd at $40, which doesn't quite work out that great for it, as this is not an entirely necessary item in your Pathfinder 2nd Edition games or Pathfinder Remaster games. The box is fairly well made. However, it is still cardboard. It's fairly thick cardboard at that. Good cover overall and good construction. But $40 is still on the high side. This falls into the category of not necessary, the middle category, but still functional. It's an addition to your game, not a subtraction. There are some decks or players, game master aids or players aids that are not worth even having, because they just add unnecessary complexity or require learning an entire another system of mechanics just to even do the basics. And even then, learning those mechanics don't add a whole lot to the system. This actually has a few extra things, a few other mechanics, but it's not overly complicated. at the same time, they're also not necessary either. So this is in that middle category. This is like a 3.25, 3.5 star kind of product. It's good. If it was cheaper, it would be better scored. So if you happen to find this at $20 somewhere, yeah, I would say I'll call it a 3.75 star situation. But it's at $40, it's like 3.25. It's still functional. There appears to be no major errors or whatsoever in this set. So that's good. I hope you enjoyed this video. Have a delightful day, a nice night, a wonderful weekend, a magnificent month, and see you next time. Ciao.